Good evening, everybody. It's time again for your Rowdies Talk Radio, the Green and Gold Gospel.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood, I got a problem and it's complicated. Going through changes and I just can't ignore the signs. Hear them now and it's so loud it hurts. Hear me growl, hear me howl when the full moon is out. Hear me growl, you see me run, you see me jump. Try to fight, but I emerge with the prize in hand. You better watch out, it's gonna take more than what you got. All eyes are on me and the silence is deafening. You're so helpless against this full moon. Don't ever say I didn't warn you, because I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play. Wow!
Hello and welcome back to the Unused Substitutes. I am your host, Ben. It has been a long time since we have seen or talked to each other. It has been a wild season thus far with lots of highs and really just some statements being made across the field, from the stands all the way down to the field. It has been a pleasure this year to see what has transpired this season. We're pretty much a quarter of the way in. There is so much to cover. There is absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to cover everything over the last 10, 12 games, weeks, months. I just there's no way. I can't. And I don't think any of you guys would want to hear me blabber on for that long. I sure as hell don't want to talk for that long. So to keep to that, I'm going to probably keep this one short and bring out some hot topics, some points, just a few stats here and there of things that I think really stood out to me. Dan and I had always talked about how really you know who a team is by about 10 weeks in. They should have their identity solidified by that point. I think we can definitely say that we do. We should have an idea of who our top players are going to be, who the people we count on most. I think you can count on that too. There's been tons of great coverage. You've got the Rowdies podcast, which gives you some great insight. The Reveler guys have done a phenomenal job. Kudos to them for keeping up the great work they've done this season. And guys, it just what such a fun year. So let's kind of dive in. This is going to be a little loose. I'll try and tighten it up, once I go to edit things down. But I kind of want to just dive into some of the obvious kind of big picture stuff. And that is, boy, what a feeling to be feeling the way we do right now compared to the way we were last two seasons, right? I mean, you think about where we were just a year ago and how we were just like, we kept hoping on it. We were hoping for pieces and bits and things to give us hope to hold on to, right? And right now, it's just the complete opposite. This team feels so complete. It is so stacked, and not just in depth. Not that we have solid bench players. We have starting players on the bench, which is, I think, new even in the Neil Collins era of playing. You can bring basically anybody off that bench right now, and they are starting quality. And what a problem to have for Dominic Casiato. And to think about that, no matter what you do, you're going to have to tell a few players, hey, man, I'm sorry. You've done everything right. You've played good enough to start, but I'm going to have to leave you off the bench. How impossible of a decision it is, and how tough has that got to be when anyone that you say who's not going to make this roster for these games, in your heart are damn good enough to be out there on that field as well. And it's such a great problem to have. And I would think that as a professional player, these guys, it would only motivate you even more to get out there. I like the fact that we have our core foundation players that I feel like are our consistent every week players. And then there's a few positions here that are based upon who we're playing and the style of play they have that we can plug and play a few different players here and there to really counteract whatever they're going to do and still play our game. I mean, how fun is that? There's been, easily 3 or 4 players that I think you could say have been offensively the most dominant and important part of our attack. I mean, you've got Russ, who should be back soon, hopefully, from what I hear. The beginning of the year was, he was easily, I would say, the star of this team, the absolute most important guy we had on that field. And then, of course, him taking a little bit of a knock, from what I understand. He's doing better. Hopefully, we'll see him in the coming weeks. I hope to see him back out there because he is absolutely fun to watch. I remember, I know I told you guys this when we first signed him. He was going to be a big name for us. This is a guy that is captain quality. He's leadership ready and going to be an absolute force on the field. So I'm excited to get him back. MD Myers recently has really found himself in great position. The guys aren't just trying to get him balls from the outside. We're working him in through the middle. He's able to run onto balls more. We're finding more build-up play with him, which obviously plays to his strength. Conway's been fantastic with his connection play and his movement off the ball. Perez, who has been absolutely lights out on the field. Such a fun guy to watch. I know Jonathan Silva's going to say, "Hey man, that's the best guy on the field right now." I'm not going to argue that against that because I don't know that you're wrong. I would say for the sake of not agreeing with you, I think I would want to pull somebody else just to keep it fresh. Yeah, Perez, phenomenal choice. For anyone that feels that he's the best guy on the field right now, I think you're right. I think he is absolutely one of the best guys on the field right now. So if I had to go take somebody else in that regard, I'd probably pick a defensive player because of how absolutely dominant we've been. Really could pick any of the guys across the best line. A guy that's always stood out to me, right or wrong, I love DeSantos. I love the way he plays. I love his hard-nosed play. He's always finding himself in the right place. He is always putting himself in a position to cause problems. And he's just a pleasure to watch. As a guy who played defense, I appreciate his play. You could say Jamali White has been fantastic on the back line. It's tough. You talk to keepers, they'll tell you, it's one of the hardest positions. You're thinking like, you're not running around the field and doing these things. And like, you're right. Maybe physically, in that regard, it's not the toughest position, but imagine having a stout defense in front of you and having to keep your mind sharp and laser focused to where in those few moments where you are absolutely needed to come up huge and you do consistently, that's super tough to do. And I mean, I can appreciate how strong a performance he's put in this year. And look, it's a full team defensive effort, right? Like defense starts at the very top. We have been phenomenal with our counter press all season long. We have been absolutely vigilant with our lockdown in the middle of the field, and the defense really just doesn't let a lot by. I mean, occasionally, a speedy winger will get in behind the defense or what else, but our recovery is fantastic, and our holding center mids and defensive backs, our center backs, do such a wonderful job of plugging up the alleys when they try to cross the ball or play in through the middle, or even build it back through from the corner back out to the 18. We really have done a phenomenal job of not leaving any glaringly open areas that just to get us smoked. I mean, look, have we played great or superb soccer all season? No. I mean, like, you look at the game in Charleston away. I mean, yeah, we tied, but let's be honest. We were lucky to come out of there at a point. And sometimes, look, luck is, you need luck. You need luck to have runs like we're having right now. To be undefeated this far into the season is a blessing. But as so many years past have taught us, I mean, the Shield winner is great, and it's a great thing to have. It's a good piece of hardware to put in your closet. But we all know what we want, right? Like, we all know we want. We want to win the championship. That's the number one goal. I mean, having the best regular season or having the most points during the season is great. Being the Shield winner is great, but we want the trophy. We want the star. I mean, that's what we want. And a thing that had concerned me up until, I mean, it still worries me a little bit because of just the aura that comes with being the best team in the league right now, for all the reasons just stated, is I felt like, and I talked about this consistently to the guys on the team, well, not the players, but like some of the staff outside of coaching, like, guys like Ryan and some of the other staff members there. My concern was we needed a statement win. I think we needed to prove some big wins against some tougher opponents. We needed to etch out some tough games. One thing I will say to that is it's not like we've won all these games with ease, right? Like, we've had to fight for a majority of this point. There's only been a handful of games where it was just we own the other team. There's only a handful of those games. I mean, a lot of these points, we had to grind them out, get late goals. I mean, that Conway goal, that header, it was a 90+8 or whatever it was. It was like the last 30 seconds of play. I mean, like, those kind of points, those are massive. And those are great character points you need as a team, because you need to be able to know either how to go down a goal and how to fight back into a game and how to grit out results. Those things are important, especially come playoff time, So it's not like I wasn't worried about would this team be able to perform against the top talent. It just, I wanted to see how real are we? You know, like, okay, great. You guys have done a phenomenal job. I'm pat yourselves on the back. I know they won't do that. But I mean, great job. I love what you're doing. It's obvious that the fan base has responded. Anyone who's been to a game this year, I mean, you look at those stands from week to week, from game to game, there are more and more and more people showing up. Those stands are more and more full. It's a fun sight to see. You know, for those that don't know or even care, I sit up in the broadcast booth, one of those suites up there, and I have an overview so I can keep an eye on the stuff that I got to take care of, right? But at the same time, I get to kind of see the whole field and see that fan perspective. And dude, the environment, the turnout from fans, the loudness, it's so fun to see that joy back in the stadium, right? I mean, the play has definitely earned that kind of response from the fans, and the fans have returned their appreciation of that play by showing up louder and stronger and in more numbers. It's been a great thing. So, but to my point of needing that statement win, I mean, really, that win in Phoenix was huge, right? Like, I mean, we needed that game, right? Like, that's a big game. Like, and I get that Phoenix isn't maybe who they were a couple years ago, whatever. I mean, same thing about Louisville, right? I mean, but these are teams that we have a history with. Now, I realize like these specific players and this specific team with this specific franchise doesn't have that history that we have of like the final and then not being able to play in that final, but then playing in the first game of the new year, the new season. Like they don't have that, but those things matter to us, and I think they responded well, and to get that 3-0 win was absolutely wonderful. And it wasn't just a win; it was the way in which we won it. It was the dominance. It was the attitude that this team possesses that we have seen throughout. And you know, again, kudos to Dominic Cassiato and the entire coaching staff and all of the front office for building this unit and instilling in them how important it was to represent the crest, you know, on the front. The name of the front meant a lot, not just to us fans, but to the history of this club and what it meant to represent this club day in and day out. I mean, these guys have embodied that, and they've done a phenomenal job at not only accepting that responsibility, but pushing each other and building this cohesive unit of guys that celebrate each other's wins. They pick each other up when there are mistakes. I mean, this unit is so unique. And if you ever get a chance to talk to Dom or the staff or any of the players, I mean, there's a unique thing happening here with this group. And it starts with Dominic Cassiato, and it goes all the way down to the trialists and stuff that have come through, the young guys that probably won't see much playing time, if any, but they all play a part in building this thing that we love. And it's just been fun, man. I mean, like, doing what they did to Phoenix was huge. And that started to make me like, okay, that was the first step in giving me like, this team is for real. Like they're not playing. There's no fluke in this. And I get it. Some of you guys were like, dude, they hadn't lost up at that point. I know. I get that. But I think you also understand what I'm trying to say in the fact of this. It's scary when you get to playoffs and you're the best team and they immediately go out because there's an intensity that steps up in playoffs. We all know it. Anyone that's followed this league or this team for any amount of time knows that, right? And so I wanted to see those statement wins. And then you see them go to Louisville and to take it to Louisville, in Louisville, which I don't care what version of Louisville we get, that's a tough ask for anybody. You go in there, yeah, sure, you want the win, but you're happy with the tie. This team, they look like, nah, that's not good enough for us. Like, we're taking it to them. We are going to take them out. We are going to win this game. And no amount of settling is going to be acceptable on this team. And they went out and they dominated that team. And that dagger in the end by Schneider, the culmination, the buildup of that play to cause that goal, which Jeff Antonella did a highlight video on that, and he spoke about that buildup. I mean, just the importance of the fight to the end, the never giving up on the play, the ability to just absolutely shut down a team's hope and close the door and not let up. It just, man, it's fun. It's fun, man. It's so nice to be feeling this way. I'm mad because like I just don't have a lot of time this year, and it sinks because I every week I want to talk about it, and I just one, I don't have time. Two, I feel pretty good about the fact that there's a lot of great coverage out there, and that doesn't mean I don't want to put our thoughts out there too, because we definitely do. I just, God, what a great problem to have. I mean, to not worry about this team from week to week. I mean, look, anything can happen, right? I mean, it's still got a long way to go. We know that September, October is far away, but not far away, right? Like these things come quick, but between cup play and season play, I mean, how can you not feel good right now? We're sitting at the top of both our group and at top of the USL Championship. And not just the top, but I mean, like we stand up there by quite a few points. Let's break this down a little bit. So you've got right now we're sitting 11 games in on 27 points. The next closest team is Indy 11, which I'm a little surprised about. I mean, Indy is kind of rolling from last year to this year. I think shown that they're building something there, and good on them. They're sitting at 10 matches played, 18 points. That's a 9-point difference. But man, you start looking at some other stats here. You've got Detroit City at 17, Louisville at 17, Pittsburgh in at 5th at 16, Charleston Battery at 16, Miami FC. Nobody saw that coming. In 7th place, wow, that's 16 points. Hartford and with 14. I mean, that's kind of surprising. Below them, Rhode Island, Birmingham, Loudoun, Brooklyn Jacks. I think we kind of expect them to be the bottom of the barrel. I'm not surprised there. They've been a rough. But yeah, look, new teams, it happens. But then you look out to the West Coast, and even their best team, San Antonio, which, have been strong. They're sitting at 21 points after 12 matches played. So one more game, one less point, or, still only 21 points, which is, 6 points behind us. I mean, come on now. I mean, Orange County with 11 matches playing, sitting at 19 points, still 8 points behind. I mean, what we're doing right now is impressive. And then you look at our goal differential. I mean, I think that's the stat that kind of impresses me most, because we're not just winning, we are dominating the field, and it's consistently happening week to week to week. I mean, we're sitting right now at a plus 14 goal differential. The closest team is Indy 11 with plus 5. Like, what? Plus 5? I mean, that means we're not only scoring a crap ton of goals, we ain't getting scored on. And like I said earlier, I mean, offensively, and I know I kind of mentioned this, we can run at you for 60 minutes one way and then pull from the bench with starting quality and attack you completely differently. And it's not like we skip a beat. Like this team, it's rare that we make a mistake. We don't skip a beat. You bring them on, and we're just as lethal as we were the other way. But now we're coming at you in a whole new direction. It's like, what a luxury, right? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, there's only so many adjectives to describe the feeling of the season. I mean, look, it just excitement, happiness. I mean, all the things, right? I mean, it's just. You can't, it's hard to put into words how I feel right now. But I'm sure we kind of all feel that same way. Now, I guess the question is, well, what do we want to do next? What do we want to see next? What is the next goal? I think, I want to take the cup seriously. I think we've set ourselves up in a good position to have a good run. I would love to see us, make a run of the cup, so long as it doesn't affect the season. I know some people are going to hate that. But I'm sorry, I want the star on the crest. It would be wonderful to win the cup and get another star. I think we have the depth to do it. Absolutely. I would love to go for both. But I got to say, I feel like the primary focus has got to be the league. But look, you take one game at a time. I think that the cup has gotten better this year. I think things are improving. I love the setup of it. I love the fact that we've got, a USL-based competition where we get to really showcase the talent of each league, which is great. I mean, we've got a number of players that were playing in League One last year stepping up and playing for us this year, with an opportunity to perform. I think that's great. I think that's good for the league. I think that's good for players themselves, I think, allowing themselves to kind of showcase their skills on a bigger scale and against some tougher teams is always fantastic. I love seeing players have success. I mean, I can remember a time even with MLS when the rookies are only making 30,000, 40,000 a year, and now they're making six figures coming out the blocks. I mean, and with the players union having just kind of come up with some kind of an agreement, I want to see the opportunities for players to keep growing. I want to see more revenue streams coming in for these guys to be able to make money and continue their careers and grow the game. I think that's important. Being in a World Cup year, it's important. I think just as a whole, these leagues, League One, League Two, Championship, I know even the big bad MLS. I mean, all these things are important to the growth of the game. And the MLS, I think, is a great opportunity, again, being that it's on home soil, to kind of build the game. And, it also brings a ton of attention. It'll bring more eyes to our team. I mean, on a micro scale, it should bring more eyes and more people, more interest into our own home grassroots here. These are all good things. So, yeah, I don't know. I just, I want to see this team continue to grow. I'd love to see Leland Archer. God, I don't know. I haven't heard anything new on him. Would love to see him get on the field, but even without who, prior to the season was arguably supposed to be our best defender, not even having him on the field, look at what this team has done. And that's kudos to the guys that have been on that back line and anchored it down all season, to Jamali White and what he's done in the field, to the coaching staff. Just how wonderful. Sorry, bouncing around a little bit. A million thoughts coming at one. Stat-wise, I wanted to kind of pop over a few things. You got MD Myers, what league? Well, he's got 3 goals, all competitions, 5 goals noted so far. I think that's big for him. I think it's good because I think we expected our output to be a little bit higher, but I think we're still learning how to work with him. But I think we're seeing a little more continuity with him up top, a little more swagger in his play, and I think we'll continue to see that. I mean, his goal against Louisville, that was 100% on MD. I mean, I'm not discrediting the cross to him, but it got shut down right away. He didn't give up on the play, was able to bury that ball in the back of the net. That was massive, and that was on him. He created that play. He got the ball back. He made all that happen. And, you love seeing that from the guy who was going to be, I think we all agreed was going to be the most potent striker on this team. But to that point, though, I mean, the fact that this is a multi-score threat team, like, our goals are not just coming from one location. I mean, you've got Perez putting in beautiful assists and beautiful goals. You've got our strikers putting, the balls back. You have countries from midfield, defensively. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. Set plays. The set plays productivity has been great. I mean, it's like there's multiple levels here of the way in which this team is producing. And I just want to see us continue to grow on that. The scoring tempo. I mean, the rate in which we're scoring goals. I mean, not every game are we scoring goals in bunches, but let's just look over the last few weeks, right? Like the last 4 games, we've got 10 Rowdy goals, 10 goals. That's 4 against Miami, 1 against New Mexico, 3 at Phoenix, 2 at Louisville. I mean, I can remember a time when we were just happy to get a goal or 2, maybe, or just being able to hit the frame some games. Like, the stark difference of what this team is doing right now compared to what some of the times that we've been through here is phenomenal. And again, we're not just relying on one guy to do it. I mean, it's the fact that as an opposing team coming in and you're trying to come with a defensive strategy against this team, it doesn't matter who you focus on because there's always another threat. And it causes so much freedom to play offensively. And I think we're seeing when our team figures, when our guys can figure out that strategy fast enough, that's when you're seeing these bunch goals happen. That's when you're seeing these 2 and 3 goal scoring games happen. It's because we can, if a team exposes their talent, like if they show what they're trying to do too fast, or they're unable to stop what we do naturally. I mean, this team has no quit. And they are relentless in their pursuit of that net. I like the fact that we've consistently been hitting the frame more. I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be the errant shots that are shots way off target, but our shot on target rate has been better. The amount of clean sheets that we're getting right now, we're not giving up a ton of goals while scoring a lot, which is huge because obviously when you're playing a high octane offense or you're playing that high press, you're trying to push up on the field, you leave yourself open for a lot of counterattacks, you leave yourself open for a lot of long balls to stretch the defense, which exposes a lot of holes. Our team's we're not falling for those tactics. We are staying true to our form. We are plugging up all the gaps and consistently showing that we are sound offensively and defensively. And our movement from back to front or front to back is so clean. Our ability to not just hold possession, because possession is look, possession's whatever. Because possession without purpose is nonsense. I mean, I don't care what possession percentages are at the end of a game unless that possession has purpose. And when we possess the ball, there's purpose behind it. There is movement, there's quality, there's more positive movement up the field than back. And the only time we're playing back or around is when we are trying to shift the team from side to side to get an opening, which is what every team does. Some of them are like, yeah, stupid, that's why you do it. All right, fine, fair. But my point is, we do it effectively, not just all the time, but we do it and consistently find that movement into the opposing team's half consistently, and we're not doing a lot of turning over the ball. Now, have there been a few games where we've gotten sloppy with our passes? Yeah, but I think the trade-off is you're trying things that you have to try. You have to try the tough pass, and look, not every time you hit the ball is it going to be perfect. When I see us kind of playing those games, you can see what they're trying to do, and it's just not working on that day. And look, shit happens, but you're seeing a growth from week in and week out, and you're seeing guys have a better understanding of where each other is. Now, not every player is in sync with one another. It happens. I mean, I can remember. Shoot, I don't remember who we were playing, but I remember Conway was really trying to work with either, I forget it was a midfield, but they just weren't in sync with one another. Where Conway was thinking to go, the other guy wasn't playing the ball, or vice versa. There's just a lack of that understanding of each other's movement, and that stuff is going to happen. I think and I point them out. It's not just him, because I think Conway's been phenomenal this year too. But those things happen again. It's easy to forget that pretty much all but 6-7 players are all. Well, even less than that. I mean, 2/3 of this team is brand new, staff included, which is wild. And to yet again be where we're at. It's just been fun. I don't know why I keep saying I don't know. I keep saying it's fun. We're not just building wide. We're not just finding one way to get up the field. We are moving the ball up and down the field in multiple ways. Our switching of the ball at key moments to find the open man, our willingness to try things in the midfield to be dangerous. Again, that counter press from the top has been wonderful, and the team moves well together. There is and this is Dom said this when he signed with us, is that the relentless pursuit of the ball, his counter pressing, is a huge thing for his teams, and that's been true. I mean, we've created so many opportunities and a couple goals this year off the counter press. You just love to do it. And again, guys, we have the other points I want to talk to. We have defensive identity, that compact mid block with the counter press, not opening a ton of areas. We have quick pressure on turnovers. We have, like I've said before, the organized box defending, the really stopping of the gaps, finding the openings and getting in place beforehand. That structure travels well. I mean, we do well wherever we go, and we stay true to that. I remember talking to, I think it was Bobby Boswell. For those that know, he played for DC United, played for Houston. He and I went to high school together. I remember seeing him at one of the Florida Cup games, or one of the, it wasn't Florida Cup, I think that was the Suncoast Invitational. He came down with DC that year. I remember I was talking to him, and one of the things he said that kind of stuck with me is that defense always comes first. The attack always comes second. And he's kind of been right. I mean, I kind of always kept an eye out for it. I trust he was a defender, so I would, I tend to believe what he's talking about based on his experience alone and being a defender at the highest level. That's one thing I always notice, is that this defense came along quick, but it wasn't a fluke, right? It's like we had an identity quick, and it wasn't just that we figured it out fast. They are in such sync with one another, and have consistently been an absolute problem for any opposing offense. Doesn't mean teams that haven't gotten through. I mean, you look at like what happened against Rhode Island, and someone's going to probably slap me in the face for not remembering his name. But that the striker that used to play for us went to them. Guy was a pain in the ass, but consistently gets crossing header goals. Got another one against us that went off the post. There are some areas that I think we're still not 100% look good. I'm looking for reasons to complain at this point, and that's a good problem. But I think that's how you stay honest, you stay fresh. You look for the areas that you could improve on, and that's just one of those things where our aerial threat and balls coming in from the corner. We have given up 2 or 3 header goals that way this season, and I'd love to see us kind of fix that. I think if you get a guy like Leland Archer back in there, I think some of that goes away too. By no means am I trying to talk down or against the guys that are back there right now. I think all the guys on that back line deserve a ton of credit, because you don't have a plus 14 goal differential if defensively you guys are playing absolute lights out soccer, and they are. So I don't want to beat up on them. I'm just, again, trying to look for maybe areas that we could improve. I mean, you're trying to think of other things that I was looking up here. I think we kind of hit on all the metrics I was thinking about. I mean, that was kind of it, man. I mean, like I said, that game in Charleston was not a game we should have walked out of with points. That should have been our first loss. But the team didn't let that happen. They fought in. I think that's great, considering the fact that we're going to be seeing these guys on Wednesday, which will be on CBS. It's a nationally televised game. That's huge. We've got, Jacksonville this weekend. Let's be honest. We better freaking win this weekend against Jacks. Although, Jacksonville is kind of one of those teams where they surprise me, man. They get some weird draws and weird turnouts. You never know what to expect from these guys. Let's see, what was it recently? They got 4 goals against San Antonio. Like, who would have ever seen that coming? A 4-4 draw with them. But then they turn around, they draw 2-2 with Brooklyn. Makes no sense. Played Indy, only lost 2-1. That's tough. But then they got their asses handed to them by Charleston, which, only lost 1-0 to Louisville. I mean, Jacksonville's in these games for the most part, other than the Charleston game. I mean, Jacksonville's getting some results, man. I mean, like, look, they're bottom of the table. I'm not trying to, I guess I'm trying to build a little drama there, but it's like, we all know about trap games. We all know they exist. I don't know how much they exist with this team and the way they play, because I think it's really all about what we do, and I don't feel like we ever play down to teams. We don't really take teams for granted. I will say, I think for the sake of just mentality, I want to go into this game hot, and I want to go in fast, and I want to go in and really just put a thumping on Jacks. I think it's important to do so to keep up for what's coming Wednesday. I don't think you want to lose. I mean, you never want to lose, but I think you don't want to take the risk of tying or losing or playing poorly in this game and having that kind of eke into next Wednesday's game. Which, again, I mean, it's Charleston, and Charleston, for whatever reason, and I hate Charleston. You all know I hate Charleston. Charleston, just the worst, the absolute worst. What is a Charleston battery? Anyways, coming here, look, we don't like them. They don't like us. It's a tough game. It's a rivalry game. And recent history, we have not done well against them. And I get it. New team, new identity, new everything this year. But again, we played Charleston away. And let's be honest, shouldn't have walked away from that one with even a point. We're lucky to have had that. So to have them come here, I think this is another one of those games. And I love the fact that we're trying to make statements, in back-to-back weeks. I think, again, starting with Phoenix, I think that was massive. Louisville, huge. Now bringing Charleston here, I think it's important we do the same thing there. Obviously, you don't want to look past Jacksonville this weekend, I think. But I think if you want to keep the mentality and you want to kind of keep that pace, you need to take it to Jacksonville. I know we should have a traveling contingent that goes up there. We usually do. I would imagine we do. I know a few of our staffers are headed up there for that game. So I hope y'all have fun, get some fun to watch. It's a nice facility. I think they play with UNF or whatever, so that should be really nice. It'll be a quality pitch. Hopefully weather holds out well, and it'll be a good game. But yeah, then we get to bring it back here Wednesday. Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. So I don't know, man. I'm excited. I would love to sit here and tell you that I'm going to do this more consistently. I do have control of the socials now. Dan was able to kind of get me more access so I could get a little more active on there. So I am trying to kind of repost and post a little more on the socials. Still trying to figure all that stuff out. It's kind of funky the way we had to do it. Thank you to Dan, which, by the way, shout out Dan. Dan's got a lot of great stuff happening up in New York. For those that follow him, he has got the food kitchen going. They've really had a lot of success. He's really kind of found a passion for himself. He's having a lot of success. I'm so super happy for him. Love that he's found something that really drives and motivates him, and he's doing amazing work, and really happy for the guy. So go to his page, give him some support, find his group's page, go like that, and go offer some support as well, and donate if you can. It's great stuff, man. We love Dan. He's part of the Podfather, the group there, so we want to show him some love. Maybe one of these days I'll convince him to come back on the show. Maybe if we make it to the finals, I know he'll jump on here, and maybe even sooner. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, God, guys, this is all over the place. Can you tell I haven't done one of these in a long ass time? I'm sorry. I'm trying. It's been a year, man. But what a great year. I'm excited to see what's coming. I am still working on guests. I'm still trying to get the bench banter kicked off this year. Again, it's just time. Haven't had a lot of it, but I am working to get a lot of stuff going. If you've got interest in stuff going on, please, guys, as always, I encourage you to ask 1,000 questions. I have a hard time responding on social sometimes. Facebook's a little bit easier than Instagram, but even comment on these videos. Remember to like and share these things. Your involvement is what makes this show fun. It's why the show's still around, honestly. So please give us feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What you like, you don't like. Maybe some people you like to talk to. I've got a pretty deep Rolodex of people I can reach out to. You never know. Nobody's off limits. I'm willing to reach out to anybody, even if I don't know them. I don't care. I've never had a hard time reaching out to anybody to just try and strike up a conversation. It's kind of what I do. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Sorry for the chaos. Sorry for the scatterbrained style organization. There is no organization here. Team no notes, even though I do have notes. We're not going to talk about that. Team wing it. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. All right. Cool. Bet. Right. Dude, what a year. And we've got a lot to go. How fucking great is this? All right, guys, I love you. Thanks for holding on with us, man. As always, appreciate all the love and support. And I will see you guys out there Wednesday. I will definitely be around because I'm always there. It's my home. I love it there. All right, guys, let's hope for 3 big points this weekend, and then we'll see y'all Wednesday. Come on, you Rowdies.